the brilliant bag I have by my side. This bag is wider and deeper so that more things can be fitted in. I have put a little triangle here as a boxing for the corners. I have put the fabric measurement details in the description. We will be needing 1 inner bag fabric, 2 handle fabric, 1 outer bag fabric, and 1 inner lining. Let's start. We will be starting with the handles. There are multiple ways to make handles. One of those ways are the way we used before. The method we will be using this time, we will be needing our ruler. We are going to measure 1 centimeter from the bottom and the top, and then we're going to fold it towards the 1 centimeter, and then we're going to give it a press. Now I had just finished ironing out the 1 centimeter line. We will now be folding it in half, and then we're going to press it, and then we're going to sew all around it. Now I have just finished sewing these handles. We will be putting them aside as they will be needed later. We will now be working on our inner bag. To make it, we will be folding it in half, and then we are going to sew all around, only leaving a small peep at the top, so that we can turn it later. We will be sewing for 1 centimeter of seam allowance. We have now just finished sewing. We are now going to open up the seam allowance and give it a press. Then we're going to chop off the corners. We have just finished ironing the bag. We are now going to turn it inside out and sew once all around. Now I had just finished turning the bag inside out. We are now going to put it on top of our lining and measure 10 centimeters from the top. Then we are going to sew it on. Now we have just finished attaching our inner bag. We are going to fold our lining in half, and then we're going to mark 5 centimeters from the bottom on both sides. Now we are going to use our 5 centimeter reference line, and we are going to fold our fabric towards it until we have matched. after you got a matching one, we are going to pick up our whole fabric and place it down to make a little M shape here. And then we are going to align it, and then we're going to sew here, starting here down to there, and then we're going to start here to there, making sure that we leave a little space about 12 centimeters for us to turn it later. Now I have just finished pinning it. You may see here that I have pinned it. Make sure that this 5 centimeter line is folded correctly. We are now going to sew this side and the other side. We're going to sew this side without gaps, and we're going to sew this side with a little gap with about 12 centimeters to turn it inside out later. Now we are going to attach the handles. To do this, we are going to work on our outer fabric. We are going to mark a center line on the outer fabric on the shorter side, and then we're going to mark 5 centimeters apart from it. Then we're going to get our handles and then place it at the 5 centimeters line. And then we're going to sew it together. Now we're going to sew this area. Be sure to also do that to the other handle on the other side. Now we have finished attaching the handles. We are now going to take 5 centimeters and mark it like what we did with the lining. And then we are going to fold it and sew. But this time we are not going to make any gaps, so we are going to just sew one straight line and another straight line. Now we are going to box the corners. We are now going to sew 1 centimeter of seam allowance. We're going to attach the bag. First, we're going to turn our outer bag inside out, and then we're going to slot it whole inside our lining, including the handles. Now we are going to sew once all around, and then our handle should be tucked in. Now I have just finished sewing all around. You may see here, it ended up quite nicely. So now we're going to use the little hole we did not sew earlier to turn it. we are going to close this little opening here. Now we have just finished sewing the little hole. We are now going to once sew all around the top and we're done. Congratulations! You have just finished making a big tote bag. You may put your laptop in there, water bottle or books. I hope you enjoyed this sewing tutorial. Enjoy sewing your very own large tote bag.